Sergeant Preston of the Northwest Mounted Police with Yukon King, swiftest and strongest lead dog breaking the trail in the relentless pursuit of lawbreakers in the wild days of the Yukon. Back to the days of the gold rush as Sergeant Preston with his wonder dog Yukon King meets the challenge of the Yukon. This is the Yukon, the territory patrolled by Sergeant Preston, where the men of the Northwest Mounted Police were the only bulwark against lawlessness. The Gold Creeks area, where Chet Bradley's isolated cabin was one of the routine stops on Sergeant Preston's regular patrol. Here, the pure and simple beauty of the winter scene was many times deceptive, being used often as a white camouflage for black deeds.
Well, come on, Doc. It's your play.
Why the hurry, Chet? Nothing else exciting is going to happen around here today.
You call this excitement?
Oh! Get down there now. Lie down.
It's my old prospecting sidekick, Walt Seivers. Hello, Walt. Ah! Come on, Doc. We'll get him inside.
We killed ourselves? No.
Don't stand there. Close the door.
Walt, who did it?
Oh, no. Couldn't see anybody. No one at all.
Prospecting for 20 years. And when he finally strikes it big, this happens.
Chet. Where is he? Can you see him?
Not a soul in sight.
Nobody up there I can see.
The hilltops provided a sweeping view of the valley and Chet Bradley's cabin. Now, from a vantage point commanding the front of the cabin, the camouflaged killers waited for a favorable opportunity to get Walt's gold into their hands.
Who are you shooting at then, Harry? Somebody stepped out of that cabin down there and grabbed the gold. Stepped back in faster after I fired. What are you so proud about?
Somebody's up there. Yeah. Someone must have chased him to the ridge, then cut across the hilltops to get ahead of him. And just as Walt said, I couldn't see a soul. Oh, come on, Doc. Help me wrap his body in a blanket. We can put him on the cot in the lean to. Poor Walt. That's the best we can do for him.
If you hadn't missed Walt Seivers back in the trail, we'd have that gold now and be on our way. I did my best. The wind is strong and he was moving too fast. Too bad you had to miss this shot, too, and bungle the job. That's why I had it set up so perfect, too, with these white suits, so we couldn't be seen or identified.
You don't have to get excited, Joe.
I told you not to fire unless you were sure, didn't I?
Look, we didn't lose out. That gold is down there in the cabin for the taking.
You mean by killing who's ever down there? We don't know how many they are.
You don't object to one or two more, do you?
I don't object to anything as long as we get that gold. But I wish I knew where his mine is.
What's the idea of that?
Keep him inside that cabin. Keep him pinned down till after dark, and then we'll move in. You go on back to the fire. I'll keep watch for a while.
Strange. Not a shot fired for almost an hour.
Perhaps they've gone.
More than likely they're waiting to close in on us after dark.
But we can't stay here and wait.
There's no choice.
They'll kill us. We've got to get out before dark.
We don't have Walt's team.
We'll run for it out the back door.
From the hill, you can see all around this cabin. How far do you think you'd get on foot before you'd be shot?
Chet, you've got to help me get away.
You were once a doctor. You helped other people. Now help yourself. Be a man.
Chet, you've got to find a way to get back.
Huh? Look, coming down the hill.
A Mountie.
Sergeant Preston.
We'll be all right now.
If he gets through. Maybe they'll be afraid to fire on a Mountie.
Joe! Watch me bag him.
Wait till you're sure this time. We can't afford to bungle.
So far, so good.
Preston, take your team to the rear door. Hurry.
They shot him.
King, take it around and back.
He's alive. Team pulled him out of the line of fire. He'll need help. Come on.
Dogs pulled him out of there. So now the Montie's just crippled instead of dead. Thanks to you.
I thought I had him, Joe, honest. But it's too dark to see a target against that cabin.
I told you not to fire unless you were sure.
At least I put him out of action.
You idiot. Monty isn't out of action until he's dead. Now we're going to have a lot more trouble getting that gold. In the dark, they can spot us by the gun flashes. Well, you might as well take your turn by the fire.
Thanks, Chet, for unhitching King and tying down my team.
They'll be safe out back. You're lucky this is only a flesh wound.
It'll be all right. Are you sure you didn't see anyone out there?
You can't see anyone on the hill, Sergeant, but there's someone there, all right.
Yeah, there's someone that killed poor old Walt for his gold and then didn't get it.
And now that it's here, we'll all be killed.
Take it easy. Sergeant's with us now. A lot of good he'll do us in that condition.
Well, you're supposed to know about these things. See what you can do about it. You're a doctor.
No more. I gave up years ago. Anyway, I can't help you. Now let me alone.
Since the first shot was fired, he's been like that. As if he'd been scared out of his senses.
I've got sense enough to know if we don't get out of here soon, we'll never get out alive. Doc! Doc!
Hold it, Chet. Let King do it.
King, bring it back.
All right, King. That's enough.
You're not a doctor, you're not a man. You weren't even worth saving from yourself. I have first aid equipment in the bedroom, Sergeant. Be right back.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. It isn't that I don't want to help you, believe me.
That's all right, Doc. I think I understand.
No, you don't. Nobody understands.
See anything yet, Chet?
Nothing stirring up there. Not even a shadow in the moonlight. But you can smell the evil, like a fire that you can't see. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
How's the leg?
Sore. Doc's right. I'm not very efficient this way.
Doc's not right about anything.
Yes, I know, but I'm sorry for him.
Don't waste your sympathy. A man's a man or he isn't. Plain and simple.
Well, Doc's life's neither been plain or simple.
What do you mean?
Well, I heard about him back in Dawson. Not the kind of a man he was. Real fine man.
I know the kind of man he is now. That's enough for me. He's not worth talking about. Sergeant. A man and a dog team. It could be a trap.
And then again, it might not be. No, hold it. Just have to take our chances and wait.
Trapped inside Chet Bradley's isolated cabin by unseen, unknown killers, Sergeant Preston and Chet stood guard. As an unidentified driver and team approached, the two men waited with caution and grim suspicion.
You can see who it is now, can't you, Chet? Aren't you glad you waited?
Yeah. I can make him out now. It's Steve Grant and his passenger sled.
Get him in here in a hurry.
Whoa! Steve, get behind the cabin as fast as you can. Hurry! Smell with the front door. I've got a passenger.
Stop arguing and get in here quickly.
You should have let me fire at that driver.
And have them spot our position from the cabin? Gun flashes will give us away.
What's wrong?
She's sick?
Yes, probably dying. Diphtheria. Name's Ann Lansing. She's a nurse at Bear Creek.
Put her on Chet's bed in the back bedroom.
Had an epidemic up there. Serum and medical supplies were badly needed. I went over to Dawson to pick them up. On the return trip, she took sick herself. I've driven day and night to get her back to Dawson. I'll need a new team. Mine are completely worn out. They couldn't go another mile.
Can't leave here, Steve. This cabin's under siege.
You were lucky to get in here alive. They won't let you out again.
You say you have medical supplies on your sled?
Yes, yes.
I'll get them in a minute. Meanwhile, we'll do all we possibly can for it.
even without the help of a doctor.
What are we going to do now?
Well, we'll have to change our plans. There's too many of them now for us to try to rush the cabin. Sooner or later, they've got to make a break for it. Then we'll have them all out in the open.
She's in very bad shape, Sergeant.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
She doesn't deserve to go like this. She worked round the clock in the thick of the epidemic at Bear Creek. She's given too much to have her life taken from her now. That man in the next room, Miller, he's supposed to be a doctor?
Yes, he is.
Well, can't we make him help?
I'm afraid we can't make him, Steve. He has to want to.
A sled full of medical supplies. A doctor in the other room, and she's gonna die. Sergeant, a thing like this can't...
Chet, come back.
Watch her. What's wrong?
He went out front. They'll kill him. I begged him not to go.
Chet, get in here. The idea, you could have been killed.
I wasn't.
Are these the medical supplies off of Steve's sled?
Yeah, you said you were going to get them when you needed them. I figured that with two good legs, I could do the job more safely.
What are we gonna do now?
She'll die unless an operation is performed to let air into her lungs through a tube in her throat. I'm no doctor, but I'll perform the operation if I must.
Aren't you taking a big chance that something might go wrong during the operation?
Yes, but it's her only chance to live. Trying to force Doc into making up his mind. Give me some boiling water to sterilize these instruments.
Yep.
Come in, Doc.
How did you know it was I?
Because I knew you had to come. Because no matter what's happened, you're still a doctor.
She needs a good doctor.
Well, there's everything you need. Everything you need for the operation, Doctor.
Oh, I can't.
Now, wait. I know what happened in Dawson 8 years ago. You were a fine doctor with a bright future, and you bungled an operation. The patient died. It was your best friend. So you ran off and hid. And you've been hiding for 8 years. Don't you think it's about enough? Look at her, Doc. Look at her. She needs you.
I'll get ready.
Good. Well, Steve, my plan worked just as I'd hoped.
Good.
How is she, Doc?
She's resting. I think she's going to be all right.
Good.
Well, look, Doc, I want to apologize.
No,
I think I'm the one who needs to do that.
Chet, you and Steve get some sleep. I'll stand guard for a while.
What's your leg?
It'll be all right.
Sergeant, could you spot the enemy by his gun flashes?
Yes. There hasn't been any firing for some time.
See, he's just handicapped. Doc! Doc, come back here!
Harry, somebody's coming out of the cabin.
Watch for the gun flashes, Sergeant. This time, no misses. I guarantee it. Hey!
You all right, Doc? That bullet went through the leg. It's no worse than your wound.
What'd you come out here and risk your life for? You might have gotten killed.
I had to prove something to myself.
You mean you purposely drew that fire?
It worked. You got one man, there may be another.
I'll find out. Well, there's your answer. You got us pinned down. We have to circle up around behind the rock on top of the hill and surprise him.
Well, how? Neither one of us can move around much.
I'll let King do it.
Huh?
King. Walk behind the rock, boy. Circle up around there behind the rock and get him. Keep out of sight. I'll keep him busy. Go ahead. Had enough of King. All right, King. Enough. That's enough. On your feet. On your feet. You're under arrest in the name of the crown. Take off that mask. All right, move. Move. I'm leaving you in good hands, Miss Lansing. Bye. Chet, as soon as I leave for Dawson with the prisoners, Steve will help you look for Walt's team. You can use the prisoners' team for the job. And when you're finished, I want you to bring Walt's body into headquarters, will you?
I will, Fuzz. Take it easy on that leg, Sergeant. I know how it feels.
Don't worry, I will. But, Doc, I'll see you in Dawson as soon as your patient is well enough to travel.
Not in Dawson, Sergeant.
Well, I thought you were going to resume your medical practice.
I am, but not in Dawson. Steve says a doctor is needed in Bear Creek.
You know, Sergeant, I was thinking of the money this gold of Walt's will bring.
Yes,
Well, since he has no living relatives, it goes to the Dominion, doesn't it?
it does.
I understand the Dominion sometimes uses the money for charitable purposes.
Very often. What are you getting at?
Well, I was thinking if somebody put in the right word, maybe that money could be gotten for a government clinic at Bear Creek.
Well, I know, too, who put in the right word. That right, fella? Well, King, this case is closed.